What is going on YouTube? Yo, soy Alms and I'm back with another YouTube video. I hope you guys are having a fantastic Monday. Really great start to the week. Ended up catching one good trade on the day, pretty much one and done. We're gonna go ahead and talk about this, and actually stuff like this makes me feel good. I don't know about you guys, but I go on social media a lot and I follow a bunch of traders and stuff like that. But the fact that I took the same trade as Justin, I even had marked out the change in state of delivery here and everything, so it's pretty much identical. I don't know, it just makes me happy, right? Because like Justin's a big dog, right? He's really respected in the space. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he's looking for, and you know the fact that I was able to catch the same trade, kind of have the same thought process behind the trade. I don't know. It just kind of makes me feel good. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I don't know. I saw this and I was like, yo, this is the same trade I took, and then I just gave myself a pat on the back. Um, so we're gonna go ahead and talk about this. Let's jump into the market analysis for today. So just starting off on the higher time frame. As you can see here, just a clear buy model, as you can see on the daily time chart, right? Just a clear buy model, and it's actually pretty smooth, right? Like it's slanted, right? I know other times we do have a buy model and it'd be a little bit ugly, right? This looks a lot more better, or compared to just other buy models we've seen, right? Where it's just a little bit, just going a little bit crazy, right? This one just really just honestly just a bunch of straight up little retracements and then continuing higher. So on the day, just bullish overall on the higher time frame, right? But let's go ahead, jump into the 4 hour. Let's see what we start to see here. It was the 1 hour where I actually took some interest. So let me go ahead and see. So on the 1 hour time frame, we do have a 1 hour fair value gap here, and this is what's basically we're using this as a stepping stone to continuing higher. So on the 1 hour, overall pretty bullish as well. But I mean, we're intraday day traders. We basically get in and out within minutes. So on the 1 hour, we're not really going to be using it, but for the most part, we're kind of just using it as price is still holding bullish structure, right? We kind of just retrace back into this, and then pretty much took out this low down over here. So that's that for the 1 hour, right? Let's go ahead and jump into where we actually started, which is around 6:30. So I woke up a bit late. And I actually went to bed early. So I'm assuming my body is just a little bit tired. So I hopped on the charts, and first thing I see is, let me go ahead and clear this for you guys further. I hopped on the charts, and I'm like, okay. And I hopped on the charts at the perfect time, because any minute later I would have missed this trade. And today was a live trading day on the Discord. And I hopped on the charts. I literally just instantly just took the trade. Some other dude, his name's Germ. Shout out Germ. He was basically in the same trade I was as well, and I'm pretty sure Sanu as well in the trading Discord. He was in the same trade for this one as well. But let's go ahead and jump into why I took this first trade. So, right, on a higher time frame, on the daily, on the 1 hour, we're bullish, right? We're bullish, and I'm just looking to see what I can use if on the 1 minute to see what we can use as a bullish like confirmation of structure that price wants to continue going up higher, right? So on the 15-minute, you actually do see that we came back down and tapped into this 15-minute fair value gap right over here, right? So we tapped into this 15-minute fair value gap, and I was looking at this low, right? As you guys watch some of my other videos, I like, lows and highs are resting inside of fair value gaps that basically used it to sponsor the move to the upside, right? So here, as you can see, we have a low down over here that ES actually took out. So ES took out this low and NQ did not, right? So what does that tell us? So right now there's currently a divergence between the two indices, right? So we do have an SMT here. Not only that though, we do have basically a sweep of liquidity down over here. So this is just overall, so we're on the higher time frame, the 1 hour and the daily, we have a buy side model playing out. As of right now, we're going into the lower time frame to confirm whether that is true or not. Like today could have been a retracement day into a higher time frame for value gap. So remember this 1 hour down over here, today could have been a retracement day, so we could have maybe potentially played some shorts into this hourly for rally gap, and then sweep out maybe this high, this low down over here, and then continued up higher, right? But our job is to just identify the model in the lower time frame, because we're lower day or intraday day traders, right? We're not swinging or anything. So on the 15-minute, we bounce into a 15-minute for rally gap. We have a divergence with SMT, so we have a divergence between two indices, and we also have a sweep of liquidity here on the lower time frame. Now this is more of a internal. Now the reaction here is perfect. The reaction here is actually amazing because this is a V shape. This is what traders want to see, right? And this just basically indicates we have momentum to the opposite direction. So since we have momentum leading to the opposite direction, and I'm like, okay, this looks actually really good. We do have a 5-minute inverse sitting down over here. And initially what I was targeting was on the 1 hour. We had some highs resting, right? We had these highs resting on the 1 hour. So this was acting as my buy side. And we do have some external up here as well, but I don't know how likely this would get taken today. I told my chat that this external, we have no news tomorrow. We have heavy news Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So this news right over here, we might take out this external draw right here, maybe throughout later in the week. Who knows, right? For the most part, our job is to observe. I tell my Discord that all the time. We don't want to predict, we just want to observe, and we want to adjust to what the market is doing. So for right now, this was my draw of liquidity, right? Just as high. And we do also have, just internals right over here, right? So we do have this internal here, and we also have this buy side sitting up over here. So lots of liquidity resting to the upside, lots of room, lots of highs, engineered highs ready to be taken. So now where is the trade here? So this was a 5-minute for rally gap here. And as you can see, not only that, on the 1 minute, we do have a for rally gap here that sponsored the move to the upside and gave us a little bit of a push, right? So this was the move that sponsored us to the upside. Not only that, you do also have your 1 minute change of state of delivery here that this tapped into, right? So we just have a bunch of things adding up together. If you watch my last video, I talked about I want my trades to look a certain way, and this is what I'm talking about. I know it's a good trade when it looks like this, right? When everything is flowing together, when you let the market come to you, and all you have to do is listen to the market, to what it wants. You just listen to the market, pay attention, you observe, and then that is your edge, right? For me, this is my edge. I feel most confident in trades when they all look like this, right? So higher time frame, we're bullish, sweet sub internal liquidity, bounce into a 15-minute for rally gap. We have an SMT, we have a V shape here, 1 minute change of state of delivery with momentum. This expansion candle offered for rally gap in discount, and tapped back into it, tapped back into change of state of delivery, and then continued up higher, right? Now this is absolutely amazing, right? So you could have your stop loss down over here, just a little bit under the for rally gap, and then just even to this buy side, this is 40 points. Sorry about that, I need some water. Cool. So even to this buy side, this is 40 points, and I was telling my Discord, this is more than enough for me. This is more than enough for me. 40 points on a no news Monday, start off the week, this is perfectly fine for me. And I ended up the trade basically here, right? I took out all of my position out here. I did not leave any more runners. 40 points on a no news Monday, that's fine, right? I told my chat I do not want to hold for a home run trade on a Monday, right? Because we don't know how likely this is. But turns out this Monday actually played out pretty nicely, right? So price actually ended up coming back into this 5-minute inverse that we have over here. we actually retrace back to the inverse, and then this sponsored the move to the upside to this external draw on the hourly time frame, right? Now, this is a banger. 90-point trade on a no news Monday. That is amazing. Although I only did catch around 40 points, the fact that, you know, I had the clear draw, and I know that price, you know, I had the correct read on price, right? So that is 2 W's in my book for today. The first one being catching the trade, and the second one being, you know, catching the draw of liquidity, right? Price wanted to draw towards this buy side before wanting to do anything else, because as soon as we take this buy side, we did take some chop, and you guys know how it is, right? After a big expansion move, expect some chop, right? Did expect some chop, and we actually ended up just going down a little bit lower for the most part. So after taking out this high and making this new engineered high over here as new buy side, that's pretty much what price wanted to do, right? So we wanted to take out this buy side before doing anything else, right? So we took out this buy side, ended up just coming back down a little bit, and then we actually came back up, never took out this buy side over here, and you know, this buy side just still hanging around, right? So for the most part, I was happy that I was able to catch the correct draw of liquidity in the morning, and I was happy I woke up right on time. I woke up a little bit late, and I was as soon as I hopped on the chart, I was like, wait, this looks really good. This looks really good. I was like, okay, we have S&T, we have take Thompson maternal, higher time frame or bullish, 15-minute fair value gap got tapped into. You know, if we hold this right here, this might be really good. And I actually entered off of the tap into the change of state of delivery, and the rest was pretty much history. So really happy that I caught this trade. Again, thank the Lord that I woke up just on like the nick of time to literally just hop on, cash this trade, and then pretty much just log off. So after we took out that high, really what I was paying attention to was this 15-minute gap. So for the most part, I'm not switching my buys to bearish until we violate this 15-minute gap, and I see on the 1 minute or any lower time frame some confirmation that price may want to draw lower, right? So maybe potentially retrace back into this 1 hour, maybe sweep out this low down over here, a sell side, who knows, right? But for the most part, if this holds, I'm still going to be bearish. And let's go ahead and jump into the lower time frame just to see if we do have a trade here. So for the most part, this is quite choppy. Let me go check on the 5 minute. Yeah, so for the most part, I think I would be hands off until we inverse this 5 minute fair value gap. That's because of this. You see this? So right now, we're basically just trading between two liquidity voids, right? So the 15-minute fair value gap, which is also a 5 minute. I guess you could just draw it down over here. I think for presentation purposes, we could just draw it down here, right? So we're bouncing off between two liquidity voids, right? We're just ping-ponging up and down. We're basically it's just chop city. So for the most part, I would wait for this 5 minutes to get inverse or just any expansion move to the upside to confirm that we may want to draw higher. Now let me see if there's any SMTs here that may want to confirm that. Okay, so then we took out that high, this low. From what I'm seeing, there is no SMT here or anything. On the 1 minute, we do have this fair value gap here that did get inversed. Yeah, we do have this fair value gap here that did get inversed. On the 2 minute, is there anything? Okay, so on the 2 minute, here you go. So this would be your model, right? This would be your model. Ended up taking out this high, so kind of a market structure shift here as well. Yeah, so this would be your model, right? So 2 minute for value gap here got inversed, retrace back into this. Then we have momentum going to the upside, You know, something like this would have been nice. Or just to be a little bit safe, you could have put your stop loss down to this low. This is pretty much, yeah, we failed to seek out this low down over here. And then you could pretty much just target buy side, right? And you do have some TPs here as well, right? So you could have TP'd here, you could have TP'd here, and then your final would have been this. But it looks like we never actually end up getting it, and for the most part, you would actually end up being break even on the day. But I think realistically, once this 1 minute fair value gap gets inversed, I think for the most part you would be out, right? Yeah, so realistically, you would want to see this 1 minute fair value gap be the fair value gap to sponsor the move to this external draw, right? But the fact that it got inversed, for the most part, I would suggest just getting out of there, right? And just having your runner end up in profit. But for the most part, if you were just trying to catch a quick trade, 30 points here would have been fine. And this RR here is a 1.5. And if you want to be a little bit safe, you know, just stop loss is just a little bit under the fair value gap. So you could have had like around a 10-point stop loss for the most part, or 11 point. And this would have been a 3 RR trade, right? Other than that, I don't really see anything. Let me see. I like doing this just because this allows me to just basically back test the price throughout New York AM and PM. So it's basically just, you know, repetition for me, you know, just to see some models play out, right? For the most part, I don't really see anything. I do see this 1 minute for value gap here that we just keep tapping into, but never actually fully closing above. This is a fake out right over here, actually. This is a fake out here. Is there an SMT to cash? Is there anything to cash to go to the downside? Okay, yeah, so we do have a SMT here with this, but the thing is, this is just choppy here. You don't want to trade this at all. So I think I would avoid anything until price actually starts to clear up. Look at this. This is ugly stuff right here. Let me check the 5 minute, how this looks. Yeah, this looks ugly. You do not want to be caught up in that. Is there anything for this here? There's this little retracement. We do have a 5 minute for rally up here. Kind of just retraced back into, or this might just be the 15 minute I was talking about earlier. Yeah, this is the 15 minute I was talking about earlier. So we retrace back into the 15 minute. And let me go ahead and draw the range that we're playing in. So this is external, and this is pretty much right here. Okay, so we actually ended up coming back, tapping into equilibrium of the range, and just a little bit of discount, right? We dug the nails into discount just a little bit. Is there a 1 minute? I do see a 5 minute model here, right? You have a 5 minute inversion here, so your trade could have looked something like this, right? And then this would pretty much kind of just end break even, just because we actually ended up taking out this high here, and then prices actually ends up continuing going back lower. For the most part, I think I would be more comfortable taking shorts here if we were to take out this high. Like if price were to turtle soup this high here, I think shorts here would feel, or just make a lot more sense, to be honest. But the fact that we just took out this high here, and then this, after this, we just ended up going back lower. Yeah, that's pretty much it here. Yeah, so this is PM. Let me see, power hour, 5 minute. Yeah, there's nothing much on the 5 minute here. 15 minute. Let me extend that. Yeah, I don't really see much here. I do see this, but this is kind of a crazy take. So we actually inverse this 15 minute. Next candle, price comes up all the way back up and taps into this 1 minute for value gap that we have here. You move this a little bit to the left. This is actually a BPR, as you can see, right? Let me go ahead and delete this for you guys. We actually have a BPR 1 minute for value gap here that we tap into. Now, is there an SMT here, or what did ES do during this time? Okay, so ES did the same thing. It just never really took out any liquidity. So again, if you're bearish here, is there a change of state of delivery or anything? We do have a 1 minute order block resting above here as well. Ooh, I see. Change of state of delivery. Change of state of delivery right here. You also do have your breaker block here as well. Okay, well, I mean, this trade was a little bit harder to identify. Technically speaking, you could have just entered off of this 1 minute retracement. This 1 minute retracement here into this BPR here, and you also do have a change of state of delivery that we basically were respecting. We barely closed above it, and if you want to be a little bit more technical, we do have a breaker block here as well, and this becomes activated once we end up just closing above it. So you do have your high, low, higher, high, and then, right, so this would be your breaker block. And I think for the most part, that's pretty much it here. I don't really see any other trade. Yeah. Well, that is pretty much it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed today's trade recap. I appreciate you guys for sticking through this. If you watched this video all the way to the end, yo soy Arms. Link in the description below would be to my community Discord, which is all completely free. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday will be commentary trades. Friday would be a live trading. And yeah, again, thank you guys so much for the tremendous support, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.